Hello, and on this portion of the presentation, Kate and LeBlanc will be continuing our conversation about MCAS and how our third grade staff work with the students.
I will be speaking about two areas. One, I'm going to be talking about the math test, which is going to be taking place over a 2-day span in May. And I'm also going to be talking about ways that you can help at home for both English language arts as well as math. The math test is very similar to all of the strategies that the children are working on in the English language arts. The only difference is that we've been doing math MCAS practice throughout the entire year. For instance, at the beginning of the year when we have been doing addition and subtraction, we have been working on the math problems that are associated with addition and subtraction from MCAS. So as you see for homework now throughout the month of January and February, they've been working on specific ELA passages. That won't be happening as much as math because we've been doing them with the particular unit as we continue through the math curriculum. However, there are some helpful hints that might help you to understand what the children are doing. These are two problems that we have marked up to show their thinking. Just like in the English language arts practice, we encourage the students to read the question many, many times in order to understand what the question is truly asking. When we are looking at the multiple choice answers, we are able to see that there is always the best wrong answer, we call it. That's the answer that most students will pick if they don't read the question carefully. It makes a lot of really good sense, but it's really not the targeted question. So we have them eliminate questions that the responses that are completely wrong, and we have them try to decipher between the right answer as well as thinking about what they know about fractions. We also encourage them to mark up all of the answers. On question number 2, you can see here how we like to have them think. We have them figure out each of the questions and really show their work. The reason that they're showing their work is so that they can make sure that they're really taking time to attend to the specific needs of the problems. The MCAS does not see the work that the children have written. They only are relying on the bubble. But we like to have them, we encourage them to show their work so that they can really just take that step of slowing down and really being responsible for what they're going to be responding to. This is a open response question, a short answer question, excuse me. So a short answer question is only on the math problems. And what they need to do is they have an answer box. They may show their work all off to the side, and then they are going to put just the answer inside the answer box. That's a little bit different from the open response where they're writing like a paragraph in ELA, which we will see in math as well in a moment. You can see in this problem that we marked up the pattern and eliminated 2 choices, which then had the students gave them the opportunity for a 50-50 opportunity for A and B. So therefore they were going to have increased their odds of getting a correct answer. This is an open response question in the area of mathematics. The students have information at the top of this graph in an empty bar graph. They need to complete the bar graph accurately as well as answer part B, which is interpreting the information. They will be scored on this out of 2 points in order to get the correct answer. The Department of Ed website has sample rubrics for how that actual question was scored. You can see what you needed to get, the child needed to get in order to get a 2, a 1, or a 0 on that specific answer, as well as you can actually see the samples of what a good 2 would look like, a 1 would look like, a 0 would look like. Once again, just like before, if you could please make sure you stay away from the 2013 questions. We will be using those as a dress rehearsal day, so it's good if students have not seen those questions before. This is an example. These are also included in your packet so you'd be able to see them clearly. It's going to be in an attached link. This is an example of what the student needed to do in order to get a 2. Then there was another sample 2. This is a response for a sample 1. And just like in the English language arts portions, we do show the students these specific answers, and we score them ourselves to see if we can figure out why students got certain scores. It helps the children really understand what they need to provide in an answer. This, once again, is a short answer where the answer goes in the answer box and they need to show all of their work. And then multiple choice. So what we try to do is we practice multiple choice questions once again by eliminating the absolute wrong answer, trying to figure out why they came up with the answers that they did, and then determining the one true answer to the problem. Included in this packet is just, like I said, write-ups of each of our ideas of how we wanted to show the children thinking. This is another open response question where the children need to have an accurate answer for A, and then they need to use what they have understood for A to find the area of the shaded region, and then create another rectangle that has the same area. And once again, it includes a scoring rubric and samples. And those will all be attached. That was just a wrap up of what the mathematics test will be looking like. Now I would like to speak to you about what you can do to help your child on both the areas of mathematics as well as English language arts. We want the children to be in a stress-free environment as possible. We try to practice throughout the year without even letting them know that they've been practicing MCAS. Students have all of the strategies to be successful. However, they just need to remember to use all of the strategies that they've been using in the classroom in order to be successful the day of the test. We like to reassure them as we go along because this is the first time that they'll be taking the English Language Arts test or the mathematics test, so they will be a bit anxious, but we try to make them feel as comfortable as possible. A couple of ways that we do so is throughout the year, whenever they are working on a test, we try to let them do it as independently as possible. On the day of the MCAS test, the students are required to do them without any guidance from us. So we want them to be able to, that we don't want this to be the first time that they've had to be independent. So we do make sure that we have the same testing environment with all tests throughout the year. We also are going to be planning to have a dress rehearsal for both the English Language Arts test as well as the mathematics test. At the end of February, we are going to be having a dress rehearsal day. The students will be simulating the entire day to see exactly what they're going to be working with on the test days. What we start off with is having a breakfast in the cafeteria on testing days, which will be in March. Then we will be coming back to the room and we will be going over a mini lesson. Then we will be doing a movement activity before we begin on the test. The students do have all day to complete the test, however, they normally don't need so. Most children are done before lunch. The way that you can help your child at home is try to make sure that they get a restful night, as well as preparing them with having a pretty healthy breakfast, sometimes a double breakfast they really enjoy, but if they like something very special at home in the morning. The other thing that you can do is you can just review to them their SMART cookie, which is their strategies that they're going to do to conquer both the English Language Arts test as well as their mathematics test. Because like I said, they have the skills, they just need to remember to use them. If you have any questions about this presentation or about MCAS, you could please contact your teachers at the Taylor School or Mr. Regan. Thank you so much, and we look forward to great progress. Thank you.